Hello children, in this class we will discuss Value Education, Lesson 5, Robert Bruce and the Spider. In our previous class we have discussed Lesson 4. Robert Bruce and the Spider, the value taught is perseverance. What do you mean by perseverance? Means giving continuous effort to do something, even it is difficult. Warming up. Sometimes you may not succeed in what you do. Then what do you do? Do you give up or try again? Do you think trying again and again? Read the story of the famous King Bruce to know more. So in this lesson we will discuss about the story of a famous king, King Bruce, how he succeeded. Robert Bruce was the king of Scotland. Once his kingdom was attacked, the enemy was powerful. He had to run and hide from his enemy. He was sad and tired. So Robert Bruce who was Robert Bruce? The king of Scotland. Once his kingdom was attacked. His kingdom was attacked by his enemy. His enemy was powerful. So Robert Bruce's kingdom was attacked by his enemy, as the enemy was powerful. So when his enemy attacked his kingdom, he had to run and hide from his enemy. He ran away and hid from his enemy. So he was sad and tired. Why he was sad and tired? Because he had to run and hide from his enemy. He was sad and tired. He hid himself in the forest. Suddenly his eye caught a tree where a spider was trying to spin a web. So when he ran away and hid from his enemy, he hid. Where he hid? He hid himself in the forest to escape from his enemy. And when he hid in the forest, suddenly what happened? Suddenly he saw a spider. Okay, he saw a spider was trying to spin a web. Web means where a spider lives. The spider was swinging from one branch to a tree to another in order to spin the web. So the spider was trying to spin a web. King Bruce saw the spider was swinging, trying to spin web from one branch of a tree to another in order to spin the web. Bruce started counting. So Robert Bruce started counting the spin of the spider. And what he noticed? He noticed that the spider failed 6 times before he finally succeeded. So while the spider was swinging from one branch of a tree to another to spin a web, what Robert Bruce noticed? He noticed that the spider failed 6 times. Before he completed spinning the web. Bruce thought to himself, if the spider can try 6 times, I can also try. So when Bruce saw the spider fail 6 times to spin the web, he thought to himself that if the spider can try 6 times to spin the web, even the spider tried again and again, even the spider failed 6 times, I can also try. So Robert Bruce thought in this way. So he got up and went back, gathered his men and fought for his kingdom. He then fought bravely and won his kingdom back from his enemy. So the spider taught him a lesson. When Robert Bruce saw the spider fail 6 times to spin the web, he thought to himself, if the spider can try 6 times, I can also try. After that, he went back to his kingdom and he gathered men and he fought for his kingdom against his enemy. And when he fought again for his kingdom, he fought bravely and won his kingdom back from his enemy. Why Robert Bruce fought bravely and won his kingdom back from his enemy once again? Because he learned a lesson from the spider. The moral of the story is, keep trying and you will succeed. So dear children, even if we fail again and again, we must try. Keep trying again and again, and we will surely get success in our life. In the same way, the King Robert Bruce learned a lesson from the spider. Even the spider failed 6 times to spin the web, and the spider got succeeded after 6 times. So Robert Bruce also started trying again to win his kingdom, and he fought bravely and won his kingdom back from his enemy. If you are not successful, do not give up. Keep trying again and again. Giving up is easy, but success can be achieved only if you keep trying. So if you do any work, if you are not successful, do not give up. Keep trying again and again. So you must try again and again the same thing again and again. Even if you fail the first time, continue trying again and again. You will be succeeded. Never give up. Giving up is easy. It is very easy to give up. But instead of giving up, try again and again. Success can be achieved only if you keep trying. One day you will be succeeded. So dear children, I hope you understood about this lesson. Let us discuss about the exercises. Question number 1. Discuss the following in class. Who was Robert Bruce? The answer is, Robert Bruce was the King of Scotland. Who was Robert Bruce? Robert Bruce was the King of Scotland. B. Why was Robert Bruce sad and tired? Robert Bruce was sad and tired because his kingdom was attacked and had to run and hide from his enemy. So Robert Bruce was sad and tired. Why? Because he lost his kingdom, okay, and he had to run away to the forest. See, what did Robert Bruce notice? He noticed that the spider failed 6 times to spin the web and finally succeeded. So when Robert Bruce ran away from his kingdom, he hid in the forest, and while he was sitting in the forest, suddenly he noticed a spider was trying to spin a web, but the spider failed 6 times. He was counting. Robert Bruce was counting the spin of the spider. So Robert Bruce noticed the spider failed 6 times to spin the web, and finally the spider succeeded. So Robert Bruce learned a lesson from the spider that you must try again and again to get success. D. What was the spider doing? The spider was swinging from one branch of a tree to another to spin a web. So in the forest, the spider was swinging from one branch of a tree to another to spin a web, which Robert Bruce noticed. E. What did Robert Bruce learn from the spider? Robert Bruce learned from the spider to keep trying again and again and not to give up if you are not successful. What did Robert Bruce learn from the spider? Robert Bruce learned to keep trying again and again. Okay? When he sat in the forest, when he ran away from his kingdom, he took rest in the forest. So while sitting, suddenly he noticed a spider was spinning a web. So when the spider was spinning the web, the spider failed 6 times and the spider succeeded. So Robert Bruce learned that we must keep trying again and again. We should not give up if you are not successful. If you are not successful, you should not give up. So Robert Bruce learned to keep trying again and again and not to give up if you are not successful. So after that, Robert Bruce went back to his kingdom and he tried again to defeat his enemy. Next, Robert Bruce was the king of, the answer is Scotland. B. He was dashed from his enemy. He was hiding from his enemy. Why? Because his enemy was very powerful and he had to run away from his kingdom. So he was hiding from his enemy in the forest. C. The spider was trying to spin the web. Who was trying to spin the web? The spider. The answer is spider. So when the spider tried to spin the web, the spider failed 6 times. And when the spider tried 6 times, he got succeeded. D. The spider failed dash times. It is 6 times. E. Bruce fought bravely and won his kingdom. The answer is bravely. Why he fought bravely and won his kingdom? Because he learned a lesson from the spider to try again and again. So he thought to himself and he went back to his kingdom and he fought bravely against his enemy and won back his kingdom. So dear children, I hope you understood about this lesson. I request all of you to write the question and answers in your value education notebook. Thank you. Have a nice day.